Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia. In the last episode, we completed the last two of the main story side quests that we have in the game. They were the collectible ones, the one with the jet black feathers, and the one with the mysterious beads. And those were actually kind of, well, the first one wasn't so bad, but the second one was kind of sucky. The second one had a very, very strong boss fight, and like I said, I'd recommend that you be like late 60s for that fight. But anyways, in today's episode, we're going to be doing the last side thing that we can do in this game. And that is the Colosseum fights. Now, if you come here to Xian at the Colosseum entrance, and you come up all the way up here, you'll notice that there's a receptionist right here. You can go ahead and talk to her, and you can enter yourself into the Colosseum fight. She goes, "Welcome to the Xian Colosseum, where pain is the game and blood is the currency. How can I help you?" So, right off the bat, we can enter a various amount of tournaments. Well, not so much. We can only enter two at the very beginning. Beginner single and beginner group. We're going to start off with beginner single because, well, that's the first one. This is where you choose one of your 6 characters and you fight a series of gauntlet of enemies right off the bat. So, right off the bat, we're going to choose Jude because, well, we've been playing as Jude the whole entire time. But you have to enter a fee of 500 gold, and you're only given a set amount of items to use in the battle. So you can't use your items that you've collected across your journey. See, right here. You only get 5 apple gel, and yeah, whatever. You only get this amount of items to use in the fight. So, just because we started with Jude, we have to fight a gauntlet of enemies. So if you come out here, you'll notice he's like, "Oh, but I'm ready for battle." And right off the bat, we can actually go ahead and fight these enemies. And honestly, these enemies are kind of really weak compared to you at the moment. This is kind of the point where, in the beginner entries, I recommended level I would say is like 40. You can come here at 40 and you'll be fine. These enemies are pretty weak. Thing is, though, about the arena fights with the single tournaments, you need to stay away from the edges. That's all I can really say. You guys probably see that there's no grate around the tournament, around the ring. Yeah, you can actually fall off the ring, and that counts as a ring out, so that counts as a loss. So if an enemy knocks you off the ring, you automatically die and you automatically lose. So you have to start the fight over again. Trust me, that doesn't sound so bad. It's just like, oh, let's just stay away from the edges. This will get so freaking tedious later when you're trying to do 100% with the Colosseum, like I'm going to be doing right now. Pretty much what that entitles is you can actually go and fight all the fight all the single fights with every character, and you get special items. In beginner, it's not so. I would not recommend doing that unless you're wanting whatever you get at the end here. But honestly, the rewards for doing every single fight with a different character is worth it. Now, this is the end of the singles, the beginner singles right here. With these characters right here. So you'll be able to pretty much finish after this. But you can actually ring out enemies yourself. So if you knock one off the edge, you can actually ring them out. But there's a cutscene after you win. It says, "The beginner single battle is over and the winner is Jude Mathis." How do you feel right now, Jude? Good. I'm happy to have won. What was the secret behind your victory? Oh, I don't have any secrets. I just did the best I could. That was our winner, Jude Mathis, with an incredibly boring victory interview. Let's hope he can do better next time. Wait, I was supposed to be entertaining? But yeah, right off the bat, I'm going to show off all the cutscenes with every character. So Mila's next. It says, "The beginner single battle has concluded with Mila Maxwell as the victor." You did it, Mila. Yes, I suppose I did. You won over a lot of fans with your bewitching fighting style. Is there anything you'd like to say to them? Well, I'm no stranger to being worshipped. Feel free to revere me in whatever manner pleases you. A comment fit for a queen. Thank you, Mila. Congratulations to Alvin for his victory in the beginner singles battle. Okay, that's a wrap. Hey, doesn't the winner get to say something? Certainly. And now you have. That concludes Alvin's victory comments. Inspiring stuff. What the hell? The victor of the beginner single battle is none other than 12-year-old prodigy Elise Ludus. Congratulations on tying the Colosseum's youngest victor record, Elise. I did? Wow, hooray! The youngest ever! No. As I said, it's actually a tie. What? I demand a recount, you weirdo. You're calling me a weirdo? What the heck are you anyway? I'm Tipo. Tipo's just Tipo. What's a Tipo? I'm just Tipo. He's just Tipo. A masterful victory by Rowan J. Ilbert brings this beginner single battle to an end. That was quite a show you put on there, Rowan. If I had to describe it in a single word, it'd be spectacular. How are you feeling about it? In a word? Exhausted. Interesting. And that concludes our single word interview. Indeed. Victory! Let's have a hearty cheer for the winner of this beginner single battle, Leia Rolando. Hi everyone, I'm your champion Leia. Can you even believe that fight? Did you see how I was moving out there? At one point, I thought I was gone for sure, but I just reached down, pulled deep, and pulled off the right art just in right time. And do you think I could get an award in here? Oh right, sorry. You must have so many questions for me. Ask away. And we're out of time. Aw, come on. But yeah, that was all the victory animations of every character. I saved you guys the trouble because it's hard enough going through all this. But the reward for winning the beginner single battle is a 10-gallon hat and 5,000 gall. Anytime afterwards, you only get 1,250 gold. So if you went and did that, it wouldn't change anything. That's across all the characters. You don't get anything special. But we're going to go straight into the next one. We're not going into beginner single. That was a mistake. We're going into... we unlock the advanced single whenever we complete beginner single. When you complete it once, you get the advanced single. But right now, we're going into beginner's group, which this one is a lot different than the beginner single. This one, you actually get to fight with all 6 of your characters. So, it becomes just like a regular fight. But, anyways, we're going to go ahead and do that, and it's the same rules as apply before. You only get a set amount of items to use in the fight. So, you don't get to use any of the items that you collected across your journey. So, now, when we go in here, now, the group battles are a lot different than the singles and everything else. You're not fighting regular enemies, because, well, there's 6 of you. We're fighting a boss. This is none other than a boss gauntlet. We're fighting all the monsters that we fought as bosses. First off is the first monster boss, the Greater Demon. If you guys remember when we fought him back at Kajara Sea Falls, he was only level 8. Now he's level 44, but he's got the same weaknesses as before. And not only that, he's accompanied by a friend. So you're not just fighting the greater demon, you're fighting the nameless anomaly back behind there. But like I said before, the beginner's level, it's not really that bad because they're like in their 40s. The nameless anomaly is right here. If you guys remember when we fought him back in Burmia Gorge, he was like level 16. He's level 45 now. He's still weak to Earth, so it's all good. But that's pretty much it. This whole group event here is nothing more than a boss gauntlet. But that's pretty much it. We're going to be fighting pretty much every boss that we've come across in our journey. Minus for a couple. They save a couple of them for the advanced level later. You can only fight 2 at a time. I'm going to tell you right now. They don't spawn more on you unless you kill a set of 2. So, like, the Nameless Anomaly is just right here, and he's all by himself right now. We need to actually kind of go ahead and kill him, and then they bring out the next 2. So let's go ahead and do so. Like I said before, it's not so bad because these guys are only in their 40s. We're like in our upper 60s. But, as you guys see, the next 2 come out. The Fire Teagle from the Lava Tubes is back. He's level 47. And he's still weak to water. So, pretty much, he's pretty much the same as he was before. He's only a couple levels higher. And I mean couple levels higher. And then there's Hammerzam. Hammerzam is level 46, and he still has no weakness. Which I still, to this day, don't understand why he doesn't have a weakness. He's an earth monster. You would think he'd be weak to wind, but it's whatever. Honestly, he's kind of double his level since last time. He was like level 21 when we last fought him. But that's pretty much it. Pretty much the same strategy applies. It's just you're going to be fighting 2 of them, so you have to apply both strategies that you had for both the bosses here. Like, Hammerzam is going to be annoying because he's going to dig underground and just pop out and just, whack you. So you want to be careful of that. So just keep attacking the Fire Teagle. We already defeated him. And now let's go ahead and take on Hammerzam here. One thing that I am happy about is the fact that the ring is guarded here at this point, because the bosses have a lot of attacks that can, launch you in the air and cause you to, fly backwards. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm getting sick and tired of this crap with the ring outs, and you will understand later when we try the advanced circuits of the arena. It gets really annoying whenever you're so close to beating it, and then you get knocked out of the ring. But for the groups and all the other boss fights in the Colosseum, they are gated, so you can't fall out. So it's not really that impossible. Plus, whenever you're, fighting with the group, it's really easy for them to fall out. And what do you do if they fall out? It's easy when you fall out because it's just automatic defeat and everything. But that's pretty much it. And Hammerzam is probably the most annoying boss in this gauntlet right here because he keeps hiding in the ground. But after we defeat those 2, the next 2 come out. And they're both the Aqua Dragons from the Ice Caverns, if you guys remember them. They're pretty much the same level. They're 47, and they're weak to fire. I think one of them has different stats than the other ones. I'm going to have to look at the other one here. Now, if we look at the other one, there's really no difference between the 2 Aqua Dragons. They kind of give you 2 Aqua Dragons to fight. I knew that it was alright for story purposes, but for Colosseum, why did they bring out 2 when they're exact same? They're really not that different. See, actually, one has. I just now realized one of them's got a ring on his tail, and one of them's got a ring around his neck. But Scarlet Fang is a linked art that I really like. If you guys remember in the last episode, we picked up an art for Jude called Blunt Fang, and it's a really strong dark attack. Now, if you use Mila, if you're linked up with Mila and you use Blunt Fang when you're, can use your linked art, you use a linked art called Scarlet Fang, which is really, really strong, and I really like that attack. But we defeated one of the Aqua Dragons. Now let's go ahead and beat the ever-living crap out of the other one. Elise is using Ignite Terror. That should be able to defeat it. There we go. Now, the next ones come out are none other than Brontor, the Lord of Lukudum. He's level 48 and he's weak to water. So, he is at least double level what he used to be, because he used to be level 24 when we fought him. So, this is going to be interesting. But he brought another friend, the Terabrontic. If you guys remember when we fought this guy in Sherrilton, when we crash landed in Sherrilton, he's level 49, and he's weak to water too. The Terabrontic is a lot higher level. And this is kind of where the point where you kind of want to be about level 50 at this point. I know that you could take this on in the mid 40s and be fine. It's just, it's annoying trying to beat these bosses. And this is why I always, you know, save these fights for last. This is usually the last thing I do in the game before I take on the final dungeon. So, Brontor is going to dig in the ground, and he's going to come out on the ground, and then he's just going to, you know, spike you up in the air. And you can't attack him and everything. Whenever he does his charging move and you don't block it, it kind of gets annoying because he just keeps running into you. So you just kind of have to just wail on him with water attacks. You anticipate when he burrows at the ground and then use snap pivot and whatnot. Terabrontic kind of gets annoying because he comes over and starts spinning around with his wings and he'll hit you. But there we go. We took out Brontor. And now we just have to take on Terabrontic here. And sure enough, he brought a he brought a frog enemy. I don't know what how he brought that. I think that was Brontor that brought that. But there we go. After you beat Terabrontic, that's the end of the beginners group. So that's pretty much it. We get level ups for that. Jude and Mila's team has emerged triumphant from the thrilling beginner group battle. Tell me, what do you think was the most important factor in your victory? It was teamwork that won the day. I would attribute to our strong personal bond. I call it the power of friendship. We all work together. This battle was won on mutual trust, good friends, and effective cooperation. Is there a reason you're all saying the exact same thing in different ways? That's just the kind of team we are. It's always funny to watch these little skits like that. Congratulations, here's what you won by risking your life. We got a top hat. Whoop-de-doo, we got another accessory that I'm not going to be using. And we got 10,000 gold. That's actually worth it, because that's a lot of money. But now that we've cleared the beginner single and beginners group, now we can go on to the advanced courses. So, after you beat the beginners singles fights, you unlock the advanced singles fight. We're not going to beginner. We're going to advanced. We're going to the advanced single. It's just like the beginner single, except it's a little longer. And honestly, this is going to be probably the hardest thing to do. And I would recommend you being my level at this point. I'm going to be going and doing these fights. Every single one of them. Because if you use a different character for every single one of them, they give you different rewards. So, it's honestly best advised to do that. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to have to beat it with all the characters. I'm going to be saving you guys the trouble. And actually, hold on a second. I'm going to show you how crazy these ring outs can be here in a second. If you come over here and you accidentally fall off, you get defeated. And you might be stringing a combo and say, oops, yeah, ring outs are automatic losses. So we're going to try this again. It just sucks because whenever you get to the very end of it and you're defeated by that, that could be the most annoying thing and the worst thing in the world. And that, honestly, that's the hard part about this. Is it's not the enemies, it's ring outs. Ring outs kill you faster than anything. Now you can ring out enemies, like I said before. But anyways, I'm not going to be showing you guys every fight with every character. I'm going to be just showing you the reward get, because it's pretty much the same with every character. It's just you're playing as, you know, Mila, you're playing as Alvin, you're playing as Leia, you're playing as Rowan, you're playing as Elise. It's not any different. The enemies are the same, the bosses are the same. It's pretty much the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and save you guys the trouble. I'm just showing you this one. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is where I would honestly suggest, if you're not good with a character, I mean like that, because there's a couple characters that I've learned that I'm not very good with, just by doing this challenge of doing it with all the characters. There's going to be a couple characters you're not going to like playing, and you probably noticed this across your journey. There is no shame, in my opinion, there is no shame in changing the difficulty down to easy, so that way you can beat it. That's like the biggest, you know, piece of advice I can give you. Unless you're really wanting to beat the game legitimately on the difficulty you chose, there is no shame in changing the difficulty for these challenges, just for this one. There is no trophy whatsoever in this game that is related to difficulty. There is no, you know, in-game title that you're getting for, you know, difficulty. Difficulty's just there for challenges. So that's pretty much it. So if you're doing this for 100% sake, like I am, and you're having trouble with a character, like I learned through this that I'm no good with Elise. I don't really like playing as Elise. There is no shame in changing the difficulty down to easy if you have to, just so that way you can beat it and get the item. But as you guys saw, we have passed the point where the beginner single would have ended. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not even halfway done with it yet. This is how crazy advanced singles can get. And these set of enemies right here are the ones that cause me to fall down more than anything. These enemies cause me to fall down out of ring outs more than anything because they shoot the beams at you. There's like a fire beam, and then there's a ice beam that these golems shoot out, and that causes you to slide all over the place. And that on the ground and everything. See, like that. See how far I jettisoned back that way whenever I got hit with it? These guys are probably going to be your top priority when you see them on the screen, to go ahead and take them out. And don't get close to the edge whatever you do. I'm trying my best not to. Because these guys will cause you to ring out. These are probably the enemies that cause me to ring out more than anything. But just try to get behind them. Just use their, you know, weakness, their obvious weakness. So let's go ahead and just kill these guys now. But yeah, if you're having trouble playing as a character, there's no shame in doing that. You can't do your mystic arts. That's another thing I need to mention. Since you're by yourself in these fights, you can't do your mystic art. Which actually kind of makes me really want to think about something. There's been times where a boss fights one-on-one and everything. Oh, I was so close to falling. That you don't know how hard my heart was pumping when I saw I was that close to the edge there. But you can't use your mystic arts because obviously you're not linked up. You can't go into over limit. You can't use your linked arts and whatnot. You can't use your mystic arts at all, but yet whenever you fight enemies that are literally one-on-one fights, they could use their mystic arts. That's one thing I never quite understood about this game. It's just like, well, based on the logic that you presented me, they shouldn't be able to do that. Now, this right here is where you're fighting all the gentleman enemies all at once. This can get hairy, and this is another one of those fights that will cause you to get ring out real easily. They like to, you know, slap you around and cause you to fly all over the screen. Honestly, it'd be best to kind of make them ring out like I'm doing right now. I'm trying my best to ring out these guys right now. Trying to make them knock them out real quick. But these gentleman enemies are pretty much the bane of my existence. I don't like these things. But if you're working on your monster bestiary book, your battle book, you can find them all here in this fight. That's another thing I forgot to mention. If you're trying to complete the monster book, you have to do the Colosseum fights because they have unique enemies to them. every boss that we fought in the beginners group, the boss refights, that counts as an entry. So if you're trying to complete that for a trophy or a title, you do need to come here and you do need to fight this. You need to do this challenge that I'm doing right now. So that's pretty much it. I forgot to mention that. That's actually a good thing. Good segue transition there. So there's going to be a lot of boss fights that are unique to this Colosseum, so you do need to fight them in order to complete that. And this monster right here, he looks so cool, doesn't he? He looks like a demonic dragon. This enemy, if I remember correctly, it is unique to the Colosseum, so you do need to get this monster right here. He looks so mean. And he kind of is if you're not too careful, so you just gotta go and wail on him like all the other dragon enemies that we've done. And at this point in the game, fight, you're pretty much, you know, low on TP like I am. Do not be afraid to use those items that they're giving you, just don't use them in a handful.
Oh yeah, I feel it! You better not hold back, because I sure as hell am not. I never thought we'd have to fight again, especially like this. Huh? What are you battling about? Speak through your actions. Let's see who's stronger. All right, let's fight. Good. Let's go. I won't hold back. Yeah, I feel it.
Who would have thought that I would end up having to fight you?
You better stop before you bite your tongue.
I've always been interested in seeing what you're fully capable of. This will be a good opportunity to test it out.
Who do you think you are? I won't hold back just because you're a woman.
But of course, it wouldn't be interesting otherwise.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
Huh. So it's you.
Problem?
Not at all. I know your strengths, and I won't regret kicking your butt.
That's funny. Guess what? I was just thinking the same thing. Oh yeah, I feel it.
Bring it on, stupid! T-Bow, I don't like him very much.
What? Wait, I'm not very well liked?
You only realize that now?
Oh yeah, I feel it! You won't have time to strike. We shall see. I will show you how experience counts in these situations. And you won't even have time to lecture. Well said. Oh yeah, I feel it!
I always wanted to fight you. I think we have a lot in common.
What? You and me? Don't be daft.
Hey, you're being really rude.
Not as rude as you thinking I'm rude, since your rudeness compounded to rude squared.
You totally lost me.
Yes, we are fighting Ivor, his last fight in an advanced singles fight. I showed you all the in-game skits with Ivor right here. He's level 50. And he's not weak to anything. And this is the last. You thought we were not fighting Ivor anymore. No, you were wrong about that. We're fighting Ivor right now, and we found where he ran off to at the end of the game. He came here. But honestly, Ivor pretty much fights the same way as he used to. He, doesn't have it in too much tricks up his sleeve. He, does quick combos like this with his sword. He has earth-based arts that causes like shattering fists on the ground and tremors and stuff like that. He also can use his mystic art. Be careful here, guys. This can be really, really annoying after a while, especially since you got here and you're so far and you're almost about ready to win. And then he uses his mystic art and he kills you. This sucks. Good thing is, as you guys can see, they put up the grates, so you can't get a ring out in this fight. I was just barely enough to... No, I didn't. You know what's funny? I barely survived that. Look how much HP I had. I had like 17 HP left. I couldn't believe how... I thought I was dead for sure. But yeah, Ivor interrupts himself during his mystic art. I never quite understood why he did. But there we go, we defeated Ivor. And we beat the advanced single with June. But after that, we get this cutscene. After an intense advanced single battle, the winner is Jude Mathis. Okay, Jude, tell us how it feels to claim victory. And throw in a joke or two this time. A joke? Well, whoever said, it's not whether you win or lose. Well, I bet that guy was a loser. You know, because it feels pretty darn good to win. Okay, let's all have a lukewarm round of applause for Jude, everybody. Lukewarm! But after you beat it with Jude, you do get a special prize for beating it with Jude. You get the One in Beauty art tome. This tome grants Jude access to the Mila Sync skill. This is a special skill that allows you to pretty much change all your arts that you can link up with Mila into the linked art itself. She did it again, folks! Mila Maxwell has merged the champion of the advanced single battle. As elegant as she is beautiful, as grand as she is graceful. With her fast and fluid fighting style, I know I couldn't peel my eyes away from Mila's stunning athletic form. I noticed that. There was a certain part of my form that seemed in particular interest to you. I don't think we need to get into specifics. Oh no, no need to be shy. Tell everyone what you were so impressed with. I'm sure everyone is eager to hear your expert analysis. How about her, folks? That's our Queen Mila for you. No one can stand up to her relentless offensives, not even me. And with that, I better conclude this interview before I get myself into more trouble. So long! But when you beat Advanced Single Battle with Mila, your reward is the One with Youth art tome. A tome that grants Mila access to the Jude Sync skill. So that pretty much does the vice versa. It turns all Jude's linked arts into that. He did it! Alvin is victor of the Advanced Single Battle. My gosh, folks. That was a battle, or was that a battle? Power, skill, endurance, fortitude, the experience of the past coupled with the possibilities of the future. All of it laid on the line for this stunning battle. There were some tense moments. There were some close calls. But Alvin persevered with his indomitable spirit. And more than anything else, that's what brought him here to this thrilling victory. Let his triumph be a lesson to all of us, to never abandon hope. Thank you, and good night. Hello? Alvin didn't even get a word in edgewise. Congratulations, here's what you get for risking your life. So, Alvin gets the Terra Infusion Tome. That grants Alvin access to the Charge Breaker 2 skill. So, these are actually really good skills that you can learn. You can actually get for completing Advanced Single Battle. Amazing! Even the fiercest of contenders in the Advanced Single Battle wilted before the might of little Elise. Elise, how does it feel to have bested some of the strongest warriors in all of the land? It feels good. If those chumps wanted a fair fight, they should have came after us 10 years ago. 10 years ago? Strong words from the youngest fighter to ever take the crown. Yeah, chumps. Tipo. Elise was 2 10 years ago. Anyways, we get the Death Defiance our tome. What that does is it always makes Elise have 1 HP from a string of combos. That's actually something you want to get. An incredible performance. Rowan J. Idlebert has dominated the Advanced Single Battle. You put on a fantastic show out there, sir. As one of the old guard of fighters, have you any advice for the next generation? A fine question. The most important advice I can offer is to maintain proper posture all day, every day. Walk with your chin high and shoulders loose, and always train your rear and abdomen equally. When your body begins to ache, it is imperative that you push yourself no further. Sir, what are you talking about? Preventing back pain, of course. As long as your back is strong, you should win most of your battles. There are a few things more important than maintaining your healthy back. Heed me while you're young, and you'll thank me when you're older. Yes, sir, I'll be careful. So, for completing Advanced Single Battle with Rowan, your reward is the Flash Casting Art Tome. What it gains access to the Tetra Spell skill. So we get that, and also 15,000 gold. I forgot to mention you also get money for this. The victor of this supremely challenging advanced single battle is none other than Leia Rolando. Thank you, thank you. That was a wonderful series of matches. That thing you did was that one battle gave me chills. Oh, that one thing? I was only able to pull off that because I had seen through that other thing. You saw that through the other thing? Then you must have caught the thing before that thing. Yeah, once I realized that thing was coming, I figured I could handle it with that new thing. I see. So that's how you were able to do that thing with the other thing. Oh yeah, that thing was wicked great. That thing worked great. Well, thank you, Leia, for your wonderfully in-depth commentary. It was nothing. But after all that, what you get for beating advanced single battles with Leia is the Gift of Life. This grants Leia access to the self-sacrifice skill. So, for completing all the advanced single battles with every character, you get a specific tome for that character. So it's really worth your time and effort to actually do that, because you actually get pretty nifty rewards for doing so. But anyways, guys, I'm not done with the arena just yet, but in the next episode of Let's Play Tales of Xillia, we are going to be taking on the last two segments of the Colosseum. The advanced group and the final category, which is called the Grandmasters. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everybody.